Hey folks, YouTube subscribers, YouTubers, and anyone else who may be watching this video. You guys have seen some of my other videos regarding the tripod that I use for hunting. I get a lot of questions on social media. Friends and other people who know me or have seen pictures of my tripod on my guns, they get a lot of questions of how to set them up on their guns and whatnot. Anyway, I'm out here in eastern Montana. This is 2016, it's a mule deer hunt. And I want to give you a video. I'm going to show you guys the versatility of a tripod system on your rifle. You can check out my other YouTube videos on how to set your rifle up with this system. But right now this video is going to show you some of the different positions you can use shooting with this particular tripod. This is the one that I have. This is a Cerulli tripod. As it stands, this thing weighs, without the center section, about 1.2 pounds, I think, somewhere in there. And so it's extremely versatile, and I want to show you why. So let's get right into it. So I've got this set up for mounting on my gun. Obviously I'm out here, I'm hunting. It's pretty wide open spaces in this particular country. For those of you that have ever shot, it's a little windy, I apologize. Hopefully you can hear me. I'll have to take some breaks occasionally if the wind gets too busy, too loud. But for those of you guys that have seen some of my other videos, I hunt exclusively with a tripod. If you've ever hunted with a bipod on your rifle, you know what advantage it gives you. It's pretty much invaluable, in my opinion, a good bipod. But this is better, it really is. And I've had the opportunity to try this out for a couple of years now. And you know, ultimately it's all about being familiar with your equipment, using what you know, and knowing how to use what you have. So I'm going to show you some of the positions that I use for this, why it's so versatile, and why I think it's the best shooting system there is. When I'm out hunting, usually depends on whether I'm hiking to get somewhere. Obviously my rifle's shouldered, and I'm not really maybe hunting per se, but hiking to get to wherever I'm at. When I get to a point where I'm going to start hunting, start still hunting or stalking or slow hunting some of these coulees, some of this country that you can see here, middle of the day right now, the deer are kind of bedded down. But typically what I'll do is, you know, we're not going to be shouldering our rifle when we're hunting. We're going to be carrying our rifle kind of, you know, in this position where, you know, it's kind of across your chest or whatnot, or you're kind of in a ready position, what I call a ready position, in case, you know, you jump a deer, an elk, or whatever the case may be. You're ready to take that shot. The nice thing about the tripod system is you don't always have the tripod attached to the rifle. That's good and bad, right? It's bad because in the event that you need it quickly, it's not there. So what I typically do is when I get to a point where I'm going to start still hunting or hunting coulees or still hunting through the timber, I'll throw on the tripod. It's a really quick screw-on adapter here. It's that fast. It's how long it takes to put it on. And typically the first thing that I do is I will adjust it immediately so that I can make this shot very quickly. That's a kneeling with the bipod rested on my legs shot. And it's incredibly sturdy. You can't believe I've got 1, 2, 3 points of contact, and it's unreal sturdy. So what to do to adjust it, obviously you can see that there's an angle here. There's a knob right here on the side, and this knob loosens the ball head. And typically what I'll do is I'll get set up kind of where I think, all right, that's about right. I'll look at my bubble level, make sure it's kind of level. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll lock this down. And now I'm set, right? I can hunt. Maybe I got a backpack on, whatever the case may be. I can hunt just like this. I can carry the rifle. And if needs be, you know, if something jumps up, it's that fast. Boom, I'm there, and I've got a sturdy rest. You can't do that with a bipod. It's physically impossible. The other thing that's really cool about this is that in the event that I want to prone out relatively quickly, it's pretty fast. There's just a snap. Set it in the location you want it, and now you're ready to prone out. Right? Got my arm under, got a good solid point of contact. My gun's not level, so I loosen up the ball head just a little bit. Right there, I'm perfectly level, and I'm ready to shoot. Seconds is all it takes. Notice right here that I'm kind of laying on an incline. that's the beauty of this system, is that I can shoot uphill. I can shoot way uphill, right? You can't do that with a bipod. You can't do that at all. And you'll see that I've got this third leg that's just kind of stick back here. You can flip it up and move it out of the way. You can use it wherever you want. You can loosen the tripod, or the ball head, and now you've got a 3-point tripod that's completely securing the gun. And this is the most stable shooting platform there is, right here. Literally, I'm shooting uphill, tripod's locked in, I get it set where I want it, and now I've got 3 points of contact here, my left elbow, my right elbow. I've got 5 points of contact, and it is rock solid. There's no chance that there's going to be movement in the scope. The other day, a buddy of mine took a deer at 610 yards with this rifle and this setup. He's a skilled marksman. He's hunted off a bipod. You know, the last couple of years he's really started getting into hunting. He was a skilled marksman before that, and he shot off the bipod a lot. He was able to take a deer at 610 yards 2 days ago with this rifle and this tripod, and his exact words, it's the most stable platform I've ever shot from. And that's the truth, it really is, and it's really versatile. A couple days before that, same friend, or a different friend actually, was able to take the biggest mule deer he's ever shot of his life with this rifle from a kneeling position. We were shooting over a rise, and you couldn't prone out whatsoever, and so literally he had to take this thing, extend it all the way out, and it doesn't take long. It's just 3 twists, and you've got this thing locked in, and set it like that, and now you've got a kneeling position where you can shoot. Now, it wasn't a terribly far shot, it was a little right around 200 yards, but as you can see, again, square up the rifle, twist it down, and you lean forward into it, and you've got a really steady shot. Now, it's not something you're going to take a 500-600 yard shot on, but a couple hundred yards, easy as peasy, you know. You've got a kneeling position where you can shoot over a rise, over brush, over grass, whatever the case may be, in seconds. I don't even need to use this third leg. You can, if you want to. Same thing, drop it, lock it. Now, I've got a really stable position. And this is much more sturdy than the other one. The other one's a little faster. If you've got time, set the third leg up, and you can't believe how steady this is going to be. Now, again, what's really cool about this, get the rifle level here, is that this setup completely supports the gun. There's no weight that I don't have to hold it up. Completely supports the gun, and that just shows you how stable the platform is and how it works. Now, this is not a real heavy gun. This is an 8-pound gun, 8.5 I think total with everything on here without the bipod. So it's not super heavy, but it's perfect. There's nothing you can do to beat this position. There's a center section I'll show you here in just a minute, and we'll go over with that. But it's phenomenal. Like I said, there really isn't any way to beat it. As far as a bipod, you know, it just doesn't compare whatsoever. And it's really quick, right? How quickly everything deploys, and you're right back to where you were at. One thing that's really cool is I'll show you, these legs go out super flat. So there's 3 positions you can lock them in, so that if you're shooting downhill prone, switch here and set it up, put the gun up, and level it out, and now I'm shooting downhill, again, elbow, hand in the armpit, and I've got a really square platform. I can preload it if I want to, and now I'm shooting downhill. You know, and obviously, the steeper the downhill, you extend the legs up just a little bit to give yourself the right height, and you're set. So, pretty cool. I'll show you a couple other features real quick while we have time. Take the rifle off. Seconds. Set the rifle down. And the tripod comes with this center section. And I'll move over here so maybe I'm in the middle of the camera. Comes with a center section that's adjustable. And it's pretty quick. It's not overly quiet to take off. It's not bad. I certainly don't suggest doing it within a couple hundred yards or 100 yards of a game animal, just because it can be noisy. It's metal parts, right? Screw the head on to this piece. Screw the center section onto the tripod. And now you've got roughly 17, I think it's 17, now maybe not, maybe 15 more inches of vertical height. So for a standing shot, for someone that's relatively vertically challenged, maybe it's not bad. I'm 6'6". I could take a standing shot off of this with the legs fully extended. We'll do that real quick. I'll show you the length. But it's not crazy tall, obviously. I'll show you in comparison to my height. So for me, it's about chest height, which, if I had to take a shot, I could shoot pretty square like this if I had to. If the brush was real tall or something like that, just have it ready to go. But what's really neat about this particular thing is got a tripod adapter from Outdoorsman with a quick release shoe on it. And typically what I like to do is set this so that, actually let's leave that one out. I can start glassing for game. And now I can sit here, and I can glass coulees, I can glass canyons for pretty much hours on end. There's no shake, completely supported, and I've got this thing set up. So I carry this piece in my pack for when I want to glass, when I want to stop and pick apart a hillside, pick apart a canyon, whatever the case may be. Oh, there's a buck I want to shoot. Literally pop the bino harness off. Throw this on there, hit my rifle, throw the rifle on, and you're ready to go. You can use this center section on. Obviously, the higher the rifle is off the ground, the less stable your platform. And so I try to remove this. If I'm still hunting, I don't want my rifle on this center section or anything like that. But if I got to take a quick shot, I'll leave it on there. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And it just unscrews, and it locks down pretty tight. So that's kind of the shooting system in a nutshell. Obviously, the last thing I'll show you is same thing as the binoculars. I've got my spotting scope. Lock it on, and same as before. Now I'm ready to glass. You can use the spotting scope to pick apart a canyon, whatever the case may be. And then the last but not least is my camera. The camera that I'm filming this video with. You get your trophy, you get your game animal down, you're by yourself, you're in the backwoods. I throw my camera on this tripod and set up the animal for the trophy photos, and now you've got a tripod that you can shoot off of, you can use your binos off of, you can use your spotting scope off of, and now you can take your trophy photos off of. I've showed you a couple of the shooting positions. Obviously it's probably not all of them. Those are the basic ones: shooting uphill, shooting downhill, shooting kneeling, and shooting standing, of course. And that's why I think this is the most versatile system in the world, honestly, as far as shooting systems, because it's ultimately a do-all. You can do anything with it. It's quick, it's light, it's easy. Hey guys, so I'm back, and I got cut off there. My camera stopped recording for a moment. I think I ran out of time, but anyway, just wanted to wrap this up real quick. Like I said, this is, in my opinion, the most stable shooting platform there is. And for Western hunters who are taking long-range shots, shooting 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 yards, or even if you're not planning on shooting that far and you're just hunting, at least in the Western United States, where you know, your quarry is going to be more than a couple hundred yards, and you want a really stable platform, I can't recommend this type of a system enough. It really ultimately is, you know, the best system. The one thing I didn't show you, or was going to show you, is that with the center section attached, you saw that it was about this tall. These legs actually fold up on themselves like this, and they don't do so as well with this head attached, because when the center section is on, it's up here. But these legs collapse on themselves all the way, and they fold all the way up tight against that center section. So the length of the tripod, even with the center section attached, when it's compact, is still this long. I think it's 13 inches maybe. And as I was saying before, with the center section, I think it weighs 1.7 pounds. Without, it's like 1.2, 1.3, somewhere in there. But it's really, really versatile. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Obviously, I'm out hunting right now, but I will answer any question that I can. I posted this. I'm showing you this, guys, because I want you to be successful out in the field. I've been extremely successful in my hunting career, especially the last couple years. I took an antelope off of this tripod at 450 yards using that gun. I took an elk off of this tripod with that gun at about 250 yards. Incredible shot. Right, you know, a lot of people might object that it's not a good shot, but I shot her right there, 250 yards off of this through the timber. So that's pretty impressive to me. My buddy a couple days ago took a deer at 610 yards, and my other pal took his biggest mule deer at right around 200 yards from a kneeling position with this tripod. It's just incredibly versatile, and it's really lightweight. I'm a backpack hunter by trade. You know, I put on a lot of miles. This trip alone, I've been here 5 days. I put over 55, I think, maybe even 65 miles on since I've been hiking. And so weight is really important to me. And bipods are really nice. They're a good, stable platform, but they can't do a third of what this can do. You've seen in the video that you can use this to glass game with. You can use it to shoot game with. You can use it to take pictures of your game with. It's a fraction of the weight, a little bit heavier than a kneeling sized bipod, the Harris swivel pod, but it replaces a lot of things that you know. And ultimately, if you're not hunting with a bipod in your pack, or a tripod, excuse me, if you're not hunting with a tripod, you're not using your binoculars or your spotting scope off of a tripod, you're not seeing the amount of game that you should be seeing. You're not hunting as efficiently as you should be hunting. I would rather leave my gun at home than my tripod. Or my binoculars, or my spotting scope, because I'm useless without this. I'm useless without the ability to spot game, to find game, and to kill game. And so ultimately, you know, it's really important to get a good, stable platform to shoot from, but you got to find the game, and you know, the tripod, to me, is the best solution for that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It's Montana Dan. Again, if you have any questions, post them in the comments. I will answer the questions as soon as I can, as quickly as I can, and I'll help you out in any way to get you set up to shoot a similar system. Hey guys, I'm back from my eastern Montana mule deer hunt, and I made a video for you while I was out there of the Sirui 2025X carbon fiber tripod. I showed you some of the different shooting positions and the versatility of this tripod out in the field. I forgot, however, to show you one of the most important functions, and I apologize for that, so I'm making this video. I'll interject it at the end of the other one that I made for you. And I think it's really important, because I think for some of you it may be beneficial to know that you can also do this with this tripod as well. So I showed you in the tripod that a lot of time when I'm hunting, I will carry it in a position where it's kind of at a low ready, so that I can go down into my knees and use the tripod kind of in an angled position, kind of like this. And so one thing I forgot to show you is that if you don't want to carry the tripod in this position, that's fine. You don't have to. And in fact, you can carry it in this position, just like a bipod, with the legs forward. And it's really actually very simple. Obviously, it does add a little bit of the weight to the rifle, but if you want to carry it this way, you can shoulder the rifle, and you can see that it doesn't dig into my shoulder at all. Tighten up my sling here a little bit, and you know, it doesn't dig into me. It's not rubbing my shoulder or anything like that. And obviously, the rifle is still very useful as
as you would before. You can use it just like before. The only downside is that you have to switch hands to get to the knob here to loosen it up. And you know, if you loosen it up too much, it's going to go swinging down crazy out of control. Spin it around, and you're now back into, you know, whatever mode you want to set this thing in. Maybe you want to set it up like that. And I don't know, I doubt it'll balance without the legs being all the way out. But as you've seen before, it's just a quick snap of the adjustments. And then you're back into your prone position or whatever position you want to be into. But like I said, I forgot to show you that position while I was out in the field. It's really very quick. Set it up, take it down. You just loosen the ball head, flip it up, just like so. And you've got the bipod still, or the tripod, excuse me, stowed away like you would a bipod with the legs up underneath the barrel. So anyway, again, it's Montana Dan. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments, and I'll answer them as I can. And good luck. I hope you get a system like this. I'll tell you what, it's a game changer, and I really enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more exciting videos in the future. We'll have something else up, I'm sure. Some reviews or maybe some hunting videos or something like that. So enjoy. Thank you for watching.